Imagine you're browsing the web, and every time you want to click a button, like a video or add an item to your cart, you are forced to physically insert a quarter into your computer just to cover Amazon's massive server costs. It sounds absurd, but this is the exact reality of interacting with most decentralized applications today. Users are required to pay fluctuating network tolls, known as gas fees, for every single interaction on the blockchain. If someone wants to play a Web3 game, they must navigate a grueling obstacle course. They download a browser extension, write down a 12-word seed phrase, pass a centralized identity check, bridge their funds to a Layer 2 network, and then manage continuous gas fees. The friction is so high that 90% of new users abandon the process before they start. Even for the few who survive, the environment remains dangerous. Because the blockchain is entirely public, every move you make is visible in the mempool. Your data and strategies are exposed, leaving you vulnerable to intimidation from massive token holders and predatory trading bots. The underlying technology offers highly effective financial tools, like real yield generation, but the arena itself is built entirely for crypto natives. It actively repels normal retail users. To actually achieve mass adoption, developers have to figure out how to completely sever the user experience from the underlying network infrastructure. This brings us to Alchemy Guild. On the surface, the application looks like a standard fantasy RPG. You connect a wallet and jump straight into minting and crafting elemental artifacts, starting with lead and working your way up to silver and gold. There are no seed phrases to write down, and most importantly, you never pay a single gas fee to play the game. The protocol achieves this smooth experience by leveraging a standard called ERC-4337 account abstraction. Instead of relying on a clunky traditional crypto wallet, the system automatically provisions what is known as a smart account. This allows the application to bypass standard network fee mechanics entirely. Here is how the Gasless architecture works. When you click Mint, you simply sign a message. Behind the scenes, a Pimlico Paymaster intercepts the transaction. It steps in, pays the network fee on your behalf, and pushes your action through to the blockchain. The Paymaster is effectively a massive protocol-owned gas tank. You get a seamless Web2 style interface, while the underlying smart contracts handle all the heavy execution. But if the protocol is footing the bill for everyone's gas, you have to ask how it avoids draining its own treasury and going bankrupt. The answer lies hidden beneath the crafting mechanics in a system called the Yield Vault. When players pay the initial Ether fee to mint their elements, those funds are instantly wrapped and injected directly into a Uniswap v3 liquidity pool. As that liquidity generates trading fees in the form of USDC, the vault automatically harvests the returns. 90% of those profits are distributed straight back to the players staking their NFTs, while a strict 10% tax is siphoned off. That 10% creates a closed-loop economic flywheel. It is routed directly back into the Paymaster, perpetually refilling the protocol's gas tank without requiring any human intervention. Eliminating gas costs solves the onboarding hurdle, but it still leaves a player's private data exposed to the public. To address this, Alchemy Guild integrates the IREC Nox protocol, utilizing hardware enclaves to secure sensitive operations. Inside the dashboard's shielding lab, users can wrap their standard governance tokens into confidential assets. This processes the data inside isolated Intel hardware memory, completely hiding a player's true token wealth from anyone analyzing a public block explorer. With token balances encrypted, the protocol can run sealed ballot governance and execute market orders without leaking information to the public network. You neutralize voter intimidation, and you stop searcher bots from front-running the protocol's liquidity adjustments. Account abstraction acts as a two-way mirror. It hides the friction of the network from the user, while hiding the user's data from the network. Once set in motion, this architecture creates a fully autonomous financial machine. It requires zero active management from a centralized team. Specialized bots operate quietly in the background to maintain the system. Tax recyclers continuously sweep the harvested fees to buy more gas, while volume simulators generate steady, organic trading volume across the underlying liquidity pools. Members can even delegate their encrypted voting rights to whitelisted AI agents. These programs analyze sentiment and vote on proposals from deep inside the hardware enclaves, allowing the protocol to securely govern itself. While standard onboarding still causes that 90% drop-off rate for most decentralized apps, this architecture proves that users will engage with complex markets as long as they never have to interact with the network directly. Success in this space depends on how masterfully a developer can hide the blockchain from the end user. This shift turns the technical debt of the blockchain into a background process. The next million users to enter this space won't even realize they are signing cryptographic payloads. They will simply know they are playing a great game.